Hello there. Welcome back to EMS Grade 9. In this video, we want to look at the accounting equation, whereby we are going to look at a question on accounting equation. So basically, the accounting equation shows the relationship, and that is there between our assets, owner's equity, and our liabilities. So you'll see that the representation in terms of the accounting equation, its assets equal to owner's equity plus liabilities, whereby our owner's equity and liabilities. So basically, this is what we have in terms of the representation of the accounting equation. So our question is on effects on the accounting equation. So basically, what we are supposed to know is looking at transaction, you should consider that you have two sides, whereby the other side has got assets, and then the other side we have the owner's equity plus liability. So if a transaction is affecting assets and owner's equity in terms of the double entry, remember double entry has two entries, whereby we say every debit entry has got a corresponding credit entry. So we are saying if we got a transaction that involves assets and owner's equity, is the two entries. If it's a plus on assets, we are also supposed to notice a plus on owner's equity, so that the sides remain the same. Very important for us to take note of that. And then on the other hand, if we are saying it's affecting assets and liabilities, we should see a plus here, which should correspond. The opposite is the same, whereby we are saying if it's a minus on assets, if it's affecting assets and owner's equity, if it's a minus on assets, it should be also a minus on owner's equity. So the same applies if it. So basically, this is what we have. So you'll see that after you've adjusted the transaction in such a way, the two totals are going to be the same after you have effected that adjustment. So, but if we have got a transaction that is affecting one side, so let's take, for example, we have got a transaction that is affecting owner's equity and liabilities. It means if there's a plus on owner's equity, you're going to notice a minus on liabilities if it's affecting one side. So we are going to see that we might also have a transaction that is affecting only assets, whereby maybe it's something that involves two entries which have assets. So in that case, what you are supposed to do, if the two entries are on assets only, then you should notice also a plus and a minus on the two entries, so that the total does not change on the side of assets and remain the same as the total that we have on the other side of owner's equity plus liabilities. So by having a plus and minus, we are saying it's an addition, and then we subtract, which means you come back to the same position. So basically, that's what we have. In other words, we are saying maybe we have got an amount of 100, so it means it's a plus and minus 50. So here we're going to say plus back to 100. So basically, this is what we have in terms of representation of the accounting equation. So going to our question now, we can try to go back to our question, whereby we are saying analyze the transaction below to show the effect on the accounting equation. So on the first part, it reads 3.5.1, cash takings at the tip amounted to 5,500 rands for goods sold. A markup of 10% was applied. So what does it mean? It means here we are going to have two double entries. Two double entries whereby we are going to, the first double entry is going to involve the cash takings at the till, which is 5,500 for goods sold. So this is goods sold on cash basis, whereby the double entry involved, we are saying we have got our sales in the bank account. So we know that the sales account is always credited. So we credit sales. Remember, CR is for credit, and then we debit the bank. Remember, whenever we receive money, we are supposed to debit our bank account. So we are saying we are basing on the principle that we debit at the receiver, and then we credit the giver. So basically, that's what we have. So our effect now, in terms of the total amount that we have, which is the selling price, which is 5,500. So in this case now, what you are supposed to know is each and every entry that you've made, what effect is there on the accounting equation. Remember, our accounting equation is set as our liabilities. So basically, that's what we have in terms of our accounting equation. So our sales, remember, we adjust our sales in the income statement or in the profit and loss accounts, whereby our sales increases our net profit. And we know that net profit also increases, an increase in net profit increases also the owner's equity. If you remember the formula that says, based on the formula that says our closing capital balance is equals to capital balance plus net profit. And then let's draw it. So in particular, we are saying it increases our closing capital figure. So sales, as we have sales, it means our net profit is going to increase, which is also going to increase our capital balance, which is part of our owner's equity. So basically, we are going to see that this is going to be a plus on owner's equity. And then by debiting bank, we have to take note that in asset accounts, asset accounts, we should know where do we have a plus, where do we have a minus. So this is our asset account. And the bank is accounting equation is going to be a plus. Whenever I credit an asset account, on the accounting equation is going to be a negative. So and the opposite is true on liabilities, whereby we are saying on liabilities, when you credit now, that's when it's a plus. When you debit, it becomes a minus. So basically, this is what we have. So our bank, we are saying we are debiting as part of our assets. So it's going to be a plus again. So you're going to see a plus again on assets. So that's the first double entry that we have. And then the second double entry that we have involves the issue of cost of sales. Remember, whenever we sell goods, that it means is we are having cost of sales as one of the accounts. And then the other account becomes trading stock. Remember, our trading stock, as we sell the goods, they are going out of the business. So it's going to be a negative on trading stock, as this trading stock is going to be reduced as the goods are going out of the business. So which one do we debit, which one do we credit? As we say cost, number or expenses are debited, and then we credit trading stock. Trading stock also, we take note that it's an asset. So on the accounting equation, we are seeing that trading stock is an asset. It's being credited, so it's a minus. So we're having a minus on assets. And then cost of sales, we see it in the income statement where we are calculating the figure for net profit. And the cost of sales reduces net profit. So if it reduces net profit, it means owner's equity also is going to be reduced. So it's a minus and a minus again on the second part. So basically on our other section, we are just going to summarize that. So going to our other section, we see that this is our number, we can refer back, number 3.5.1. So we can just indicate here. Then account debited, we start with the first double entry that we have, whereby we are saying credit sales and debit bank. And we indicated that what the bank is the assets we are debiting, it's a plus. And then we also have it's a plus 5,500. You can just indicate with the amount as we are having 5,500 here. So it's a plus. And then the other account being affected is owner's equity, whereby we're saying it's a plus again. And moving on to the second part of our question, remember we have put another entry that we have to make of cost of sales and trading stock. So we debit cost of sales and credit trading stock. We debit our cost of sales, and then we credit our trading stock. So in that case, by cost of sales, we said the effect, we're going to see it on owner's equity, whereby it's going to reduce our owner's equity as a minus. Remember, we have to calculate again the figure for cost of sales. We can just try to come up with a calculation that is going to lead us to the figure for cost of sales. So basically, we are told that a markup of 10% was applied. So what does it mean? Remember, we are supposed to say our cost price plus our markup will give you a selling price. So our cost price is the cost of sales. So basically, this is what we have. So cost price, basically, we can take note that it's always 100%. And the markup depends with the question. In this case, we are given it as 10%. So we're going to say 10%, which means our selling price becomes 100 plus 10, we get to 110%. So we can just make a representation and proportionate representation. The figure that we are given here is the cost, which is 100%. Proportionate calculation, we are saying what we don't have is 100 and becomes our numerator. What we have is by the given figure, which is 5,500. And then in that case, we can now be able to come up with our calculation, whereby now we are saying if you calculate it very correctly, the figure that you are supposed to get there is 5,000. So we are saying this is the figure that we are going to include in our answer section, whereby we are saying it's a minus 5,000. And then on trading stock, it's an asset. And when we are crediting an asset, we say it's a minus, so it's a minus again 5,000. So basically, this is what we have. And then we still have another column in terms of entering the next transaction that we have. So going to back to our transaction, we are going to see that the second transaction is 3.5.2. So maybe we can create some space. So on 3.5.2, it reads goods bought on credit from Netstar for 6,800. So the first thing is to identify the double entry involved, whereby we have bought goods on credit from Netstar. So we are going to see that it's going to increase our trading stock because we have bought, so goods are going to come inside our business, and it's going to debit the trading stock by increasing the goods that we have in the business. So we have got our trading stock. So, but we are buying on credit. Very important for us to take note. When we buy on credit, remember we are supposed to open the name of the individual or business that we have bought from on credit. So in this case, we have got Netstar, and Netstar is part of our creditor because it's someone we are buying goods from on credit. So that Netstar becomes our creditor. So it's part of our creditors control. So we are having creditors control. So in that case now, which one do we debit, which one do we credit? We have our trading stock. As we say, it's an asset. Trading stock is an asset. So whenever we are receiving goods in terms of trading stock, it means it's going to increase our trading stock, and our assets increase by being debited. So we are having a debit, and then creditors control obviously now automatically means we are going to credit it. So those are the two doubles entry are involved. And we know that and we know that it's an asset we are debiting, and we said whenever we debit an asset, it's a plus. So it means we're going to have a plus here. Then the creditors control, remember it's a liability, and we are crediting, and we said liabilities are we treat them oppositely, like what we do for assets. So when we credit a liability, it's a plus. So we are going to see again a plus here. And the amount that we have is 6,800. So this is what we are going to summarize in our answer section. So we come here. So we are saying 3.5.2, whereby we are saying the account to be debited is trading stock. The account to be credited is creditors control. And our amounts with fair back, we have got 6,800. So trading stock, remember, we said it's part of our assets, and it's going to be a plus. So we said plus 6,800. And it's also affected by liability by being a positive 6,800. So basically, this is what we have, guys, in terms of the preparation of our statement that is showing movements in terms of our account equation and adjustments that are affecting our account equation. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. And please, let's not forget to subscribe and share to our channel. Let's not forget to share the link to our colleagues who are doing EMS at grade 9. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm signing out.